Welcome. I'm Flea.
I'm Cece.
And
this is Life, Lust, and Lifestyle with Flea and Cece.
Ooh, baby, you getting better and better. You started off the first couple shows on it, and then I got on it, and then, man, we just been flipping sides. But anyway, we talked about a great topic in our other show, and we touched on this part, jealousy.
Okay.
And what was it? Jealousy and insecurities.
Okay.
Can we just really just focus in on that aspect and give a couple of examples of times that we were jealous? I mean, because again, we're teaching by example, right? Leading by example. So give me.
Well, let's talk about jealousy and insecurity. So those are emotions.
Okay.
Right? Those are emotions
Natural.
that we have. They're natural emotions. They may not always be justified, but they are natural, right? It's something you feel when, I don't know, you have a fear of losing.
Okay. I can relate to jealousy being
a fear of losing something.
A position, a person, a place. Somebody got something that you don't have. Somebody hair might be longer than yours, might be shorter than yours. They might be taller than you, and you wish you had those attributes, right?
Yeah.
So would that be a sign of jealousy?
Yeah.
Does that create insecurity as well when you're jealous?
The jealousy doesn't create the insecurity. I think the insecurity creates the jealousy. Because there's something you feel inadequate about.
Okay.
Right? And you feel that partner is fulfilling it somewhere else. And that causes you to feel a loss, kind of. Or at least a fear of loss.
Okay.
It's like, oh, they're going to like that person better. Or that person looks better than me. Or she's exactly what his fantasy is. Like you start to, it's kind of like you're kind of, what do you call it? When you're getting down on yourself.
For not having what somebody else have.
Yeah, you're so focused. You're focused on your flaws, right? But sometimes we project it on our partner as they're the one who's flawed. Don't we do that when we're jealous?
Yeah.
We get angry with the person that's, you're jealous over.
Right.
Instead of looking internally at your own emotions and why are you being triggered to feel this way?
Yeah, and I think it's part of your upbringing too, because my jealousy personally is not what I don't have. It's more of I don't want to lose. So it's more like a competition with me, and I work harder at keeping what I'm thinking I'm going to lose. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get mad because some dude or some woman comes up to you and they look good. That doesn't get me the situation. You know what I'm saying? But it's the competition. If they came in and spit game, as we call it, to you, I'm like, man, they don't. Let me show you how to spit game. You know what I'm saying? That is my jealousy. And when we have our experiences with others, and when we come back together, I always want to hear details from first step to the bye-bye.
We're storytellers
yeah,
over here.
We definitely still storytell. But what that does, it puts me in the framework because I'm so creative in my seeing the whole picture, and I play it like a movie because you're my star in that movie.
Okay.
And it turns me on. And so whatever somebody did, I can do it better. I might not have the tools that person has, right? Because again, insecurities lead to jealousy, right?
Yes.
And I think every man
has that insecurity.
The insecurity is what's in his pants compared to what's in another man's pants, right? Because I do have a story about that one.
So bigger, better, faster. That's always like a ongoing fear of on the man's point of view.
On the man's point of view, yes.
Same with the woman, right?
Okay.
Is she gonna be more sensual? I know where I lack physically. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like I'm the most petite person in the room, and that makes me insecure. Where people are thinking, oh, she's nice build, this, that, and the other, where I'm looking at, man, I don't have enough booty, I don't have enough curves. Like, I feel like I'm the minority as far as the thickness is concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Especially here in the ATL.
So those insecurities could fit in where I don't want to take off my clothes now because I'm insecure about how I look compared to the other women in the room. But all of that is just self-work. I feel like a little self-development, a little self-work with building that confidence, because at the end of the day, you provide something that other person does not provide.
That's why we're together.
That's why we're together, right? It's in the moment. A lot of the times, these interactions with other people outside is just in the moment. It's for that specific transaction, right? And it's not a long-term play, but we can't help but feel it could be a long-term play. Those are the things, the tricks that we make up in our mind. Because I'm very guilty with that. I'm very guilty of looking at the future. I love looking in that crystal ball of, oh, baby.
What's going to happen now?
Yes. All that time and attention is going to turn into something bigger, and then where do I stand? Right. You know? Those are the fears. Those are the jealousies. Those are the moments that, you can't control how you feel. But you can, when you recognize those feelings, kind of take a step back and look at yourself and why am I feeling this way? What is he really doing to make you feel that way? Is he not understanding how you feel? Is he doing something out of the ordinary to spite you? Like, you got to really look at all of the actions of your partner and not just the sexual aspect of it.
Right.
Sometimes you can see things that they can't see as well, so you may express those concerns and bring them up as genuine concerns.
Yeah, it goes back to our key word of transparency. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not knowing how you feel unless you tell me.
Yes.
Or else I'm going to continue to do what I'm doing and vice versa, right? So that's what we've learned. That word transparency comes up quite often, and it puts us in our safe place so that we can speak about our jealousies.
Behaviors can be corrected. Yes. You can change your course of direction. But I'll say I'll always have jealousy. It's part of who I am, and it's how I feel about my man, right? It's how I feel about him. It's hard to share some things. It's hard to share, And
I feel the same way. It's hard to share you. But you know what? I have to find compersion in my sharing.
Because it's not about just them wanting his fine body. You know what I'm saying? It's all the other things that come with it. The sense of humor, the care, the concern, the duberism.
Yeah, that's a new word for some of you guys. I am called duber. I'm not Uber, but I'm duber. I do any and everything to make sure everything is right.
Yeah, he's definitely a pleaser. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times my jealousy and insecurity is him having to give that to other women, that time and attention. That's being taken from me.
Yes.
Because when he's with somebody, I'm not in that picture sometimes. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I'm not. But even when we are together, there has to be a consideration of that person, especially if they're your mate.
Yeah.
You have to consider your mate in that bedroom.
Well, let's get some examples because, again, we're talking about it, but people don't believe that we live through some of that stuff. So give me a scenario of your jealousy of my actions or interactions with someone, and then I will vice versa give you mine.
Of jealousy.
Yes. It's not that hard.
I'm trying to think of the incident.
Yes, the incidents.
Well, I'm trying to think of which one I really want to share. Why don't you share yours first, and I'll come back with mine.
I would say my most jealous moment was when you met a local friend who engaged with me for a hot second and asked for consent to talk to you, and I said, let's do it. I'm cool with it, right? We in the lifestyle. And the following weekend, we were all together. And it was convenient that he worked not too far from the house. It was convenient that he was a 420 smoker. And when we started getting down, when he whipped out what he whipped out, I felt insecure. I mean, honestly, a man's worst nightmare happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
A man's worst
Yeah.
nightmare.
I'm not shabby at what I got. I'm happy with what I got, right? But my man came out with some extra tool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna know the size and the measurement, but the mother.
But he was there.
I was there.
It
I was there, but my jealousy was that all the women in these chat rooms, what do they talk about in men's opinion? How big, how wide, how long, how whatever. And this dude just came out with everything that these women been talking about, and I'm like, wow, this is what she gonna get. All right, baby.
You afraid I'm gonna get hooked?
You gonna get hooked because all the other women are getting hooked. So I'm just thinking about other women behind the keyboards.
Okay.
So I got shook. That was my shookest moment.
Shookest.
Yeah, I'll make it up. That was my shookest moment. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 2 days to recover from that.
Mm-hmm.
That I had to slap myself in the mirror and say, look, bro, man got what he got. You got what you got, but he ain't as deep as you are with your wife.
So my jealousy comes from the building of the connections, the
Yes.
time it takes to develop those connections.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one in particular, it didn't start off as a play prospect, but it developed into a play prospect because of the intimate relationship that you guys built over the phone, just having conversations through sharing of text messages, memes, all of that, right? So
And experiences. Outside experiences we share.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, mind you, my husband is a truck driver. He's on the road quite a bit, and sometimes he just needs interaction and entertainment while he's on the road because I can't always be that person.
Right.
But the jealousy comes from building that intimate friendship and then having his play experience, but then wanting that play experience again.
You gotta make sure.
Now, you know, now I'm like thinking about like how many times is this gonna come up? And you know, for most people who are in lifestyle, it's lifestyle. Why do you even care? Blah blah. When you're in a relationship, these things hit home. You know the person, and you've had conversations with the person. But still, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, they are a little too close for comfort. I mean, to the point where my boundary specifically with this person is no kissing because I feel that's too intimate. Already, you guys are too intimate in conversation. So that's my jealousy. That's an example of my jealousy. And she understands, so she has her boundaries to make sure that I'm not feeling that way as well.
Right, because everyone makes concessions in order to make the experience happen.
Yeah, because a good partner, a good potential playmate is somebody that can fit into those insecurities as far as addressing them, being able to communicate and be transparent with them as well. That's important.
Yeah.
Everybody plays a role in that.
Yeah. Because, everybody does play a role. And when it comes to we love to have experiences together. I mean, that's far-fetched what we want to do. But sometimes I'm gone 12 to 14 days. Sometimes we both be itching for a scratch. You know what I'm saying? So I have to be just as open that you don't have cabin fever at home, and you have the consent from me to go out and seek if you choose. It goes back to trusting. It goes back to all. But I am jealous when you have gone out and I'm in the truck or I'm in a hotel or whatever. Then I have to find time to not think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where other friends come in. Not that I got to be playing, but just...
It's more of just conversations,
Anxiety issues exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I wonder what she's doing. Oh, man, I don't want to be doing that all night.
That's me sometimes.
Yeah, that's you.
I mean, I have more peace with it because we've done the work.
Right.
We've been through it. We've done the work. We've counseled with each other.
Yeah.
And that's really what it takes is just the communication. It's not going to always go away. Sometimes it's instant, and then you have to kind of like let it play out.
Right.
And then sometimes, it's the reconnect. The reconnect, the aftercare is very important.
Yeah.
To, keeping the jealousies at bay. Because if you're not addressing it and you're not answering the questions, the holes in my mind, because I'll come up to my own conclusions.
Which be wrong. Because I'm forthright with all the information, and you are as well. But I think you hit it on the point when I am on the road and we do scratch our itches or whatever, and the reconnect, even though it's virtual, it's still sensual, it's still sincere, it's still entertaining. Right?
And that's where the safe space comes in as well, because some people are like, man, you tripping. You know what I mean? Like, get off that subject. Yeah, you know, like, where do you think I'm going? You know what I mean? Like, you're not really handling those emotions with care.
Right.
You're more of
pushing them off.
Yeah.
And letting them simmer somewhere
else. And it
else.
Takes work.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of work. I mean, like I said, you know, I get it from outside sources. How could you let your wife be with another man or another woman? And I said, well, if I want to be in a situation where I want to be with another woman, then monkey see, monkey do, you know?
And this is very important, too, fair treatment, right? You don't want to go out of your way for somebody that you wouldn't do for your own partner.
True that.
You know, because now you're just fostering that jealousy.
Yes.
So, but we're going to wrap it up, right?
Yeah, that's what we do when we out there in the streets, right? We better wrap it up or you ain't getting none.
Give me a toast, baby.
I'll toast it up then. All right.
Yeah, to overcoming jealousies.
Let's do it.
You've heard it from us.
Flea and CC with Life, Lust, and Lifestyle with Flea and CC.